Alright, hello everyone. This video shall serve as a guide on how to install and set up a virtual controller for the Resident Evil 4 Remake Speedrun. As you might have seen, currently people that own a controller can use both mouse and keyboard and the controller to basically duplicate certain inputs, which for example allows them to get out of grabs insanely fast or to pick up items insanely fast, but to also pause buffer way more efficiently. So this is meant for people who don't own a physical controller or for the people who don't want to go through the hassle and the gymnastics that are required to operate both input devices at the same time. So what you want to do is you want to head over to this website. I will provide a link in the video description as well. On this website, you want to hit the download for all games button. It will download a zip file, and once it's done, you want to open this. In there will only be one singular program. You just want to extract this to anywhere you like. After that, it's best to disconnect your physical controller so there are no conflicts between the physical and the virtual one. After that, you just want to head over to wherever you extracted the program and you want to start it. Once it's started, it will look something like this. In here, you first of all want to head over to options, and from general you want to go to virtual device, and it will say that the VGem bus is currently not installed. This is the aforementioned, this is the driver that is required for the emulator to work or for the virtual controller to work. So you want to hit install. You will be asked to confirm, it will ask for admin privileges to install this. And once it's done, it will say that the virtual gamepad emulation bus and some version number following that is installed. After that point, you can head over to controller and hit the add key. In here, you will see all your normal input devices listed. So for me, this would be my keyboard and my mouse. Sorry for the German names. I'm not quite sure why the program is showing this as the German names. So what you want to do is you either want to select both of them or just one of them if you only plan to use one as an input to emulate controller keys. I choose to select both of them and hit add select devices. You will also hear like an USB plug-in sound. After that, let me quickly clear those as those have been set up before. After that, you will see the keyboard and the mouse up here. And the lower part that was grayed out before will now be able to be set up. So, for example, if you want to set up a keyboard key to also emulate a controller button press, you want to select the keyboard. So in German it would be Tastatur. Then you want to go over to the key that you want to assign, and you want to open the drop-down menu and then hit the record button. And now you can simply choose any key which you like. For me, I like to use the G key. You can use the native keys that I use in the game. So for example, you could assign this to the F key. However, be aware that this might screw with your menuing, as every F press would also basically be doubled in menus and stuff like this. So use it with care. I just like to use the G key as it is right beside the F key. You probably also want to assign the trigger to a key. I like to use T, for example, for that. This can be used to speed up the knife step to get out of grabs. And then, for example, let's say you want to use a mouse button for the pause menu. You would select the mouse up here first, then go over to start, record. It's hard to not move the mouse. Like if you move the mouse too much, it will select the axis movement of the mouse. So hit record, and then, for example, button 5 is one of my side buttons on the mouse. And now everything is set up. You might have to restart your game once, so it actually takes effect. And now every time you would hit the extra mouse button on the side, it would also trigger a start input from the virtual controller. And if you hit the G key, it would trigger an A button press from the virtual controller, and the T key would emulate a right upper trigger press. Again, you can set up those things as you like. And as the text says, it doesn't seem to have that much influence on CPU and GPU. Just best to simply just close the door or like minimize it. No, not close, but minimize it for the gameplay. And once you exit the program, it should auto disconnect the virtual controller. If not, if you want to 120% make sure that it disconnects, then you can just disable it over here. So far I had no issues, only once when I restarted the program as an admin. Some of the keybinds or the binds that map keyboard and mouse inputs towards the virtual controller were a bit screwed, so you might have to set them up again if something might bug out there. Oh, and also if there's any like problems with the controller not being correctly recognized by the game, what you could try is to use the hit guardian. As it says, it's to hide original controllers from games so that only virtual controllers are visible. This might help if you have both controllers connected, like if you own a physical one. But in general, this is probably not needed. And if you have any questions, just ask me on Discord, or you could probably also just Google a lot of stuff regarding this if there's any things that might be unclear.